Banks make money from you every day, even when you think you're not paying anything. In this video, I'll explain how banks make money from normal people in the simplest way possible. No confusing terms, no financial advice, just education to help you understand how the system really works. Section 1. Core Concept. What is this system actually about? Most people think banks make money only when someone does something wrong, like missing payments or making bad financial decisions. But in reality, banks make money even when people do everything normally. Using a bank account, saving money, borrowing for a house or education, keeping money safe. These are not mistakes, they are normal behaviors, and the system is designed around them. Why does this system exist? Banks exist to manage money at scale. Instead of individuals lending money to each other, banks act as middlemen. They collect money from millions of people. They redistribute that money elsewhere, and they charge for controlling the flow. This system exists because people want safety, people want convenience, people don't want to manage complexity themselves. So banks step in and say, let us handle it for you. Why do people use it without thinking? Because the system feels familiar, trusted, necessary. From childhood, most people are taught, open a bank account, save your money, use financial products when needed. Very few people are taught how the system earns from these actions. Not because it's hidden, but because it's rarely explained in simple language. Section 2. System Design. How the system works, step by step. Let's break it down calmly. Step 1. Money enters the system. People deposit their money into banks, salaries, savings, emergency funds. To the individual, this feels like storage. To the system, this is raw material. Step 2. Control shifts quietly. Once money is deposited, the bank doesn't just hold it, it gains the right to use it within rules. This is a key point most people never stop to think about. Your money is liquid for you, productive for the system. At the same time, step 4. Profit comes from structure, not individuals. Banks don't rely on one person losing money. They rely on predictable behavior scale time. The system benefits not because people are careless, but because people are consistent. Consistency is what makes the system powerful. Who benefits the most? The institutions that design the rules, control the timing, understand long-term flow. This isn't about good or bad, it's about structure. A system that rewards patience, scale, predictability, and quietly earns from everyday participation. At this point, nothing here sounds dangerous. Nothing sounds like a scam. Everything sounds normal. And that's exactly why most people never question it. In the next part, we'll look at where small, unnoticed behaviors start turning into silent losses without people realizing it at all. Section 3. Common mistakes. Most people don't realize they're losing here. By now, the system sounds normal, but this is where things quietly start to shift. The biggest losses don't come from big financial disasters. They come from small, repeated behaviors that feel harmless. Let's break that down. Mistake 1. Assuming normal means neutral. Most people believe, if everyone is doing this, it must be fine. Using banks regularly feels neutral, like it doesn't cost anything. But in reality, every system has incentives. Every design favors someone. When people assume neutrality, they stop paying attention. And when attention drops, costs become invisible. Not dramatic, not obvious, just constant. Mistake 2. Ignoring time as a factor. One of the most common misunderstandings is thinking in short snapshots. People think, this fee is small, this difference doesn't matter, this won't change much. But the system doesn't think in days or months. It thinks in years, decades, lifetimes. What looks insignificant today becomes meaningful when repeated millions of times across long periods. The system is patient. Most people are not. Mistake 3. Confusing convenience with benefit. Convenience feels like a win. Automatic processes, easy access, no effort required. But convenience often means someone else controls the process, someone else sets the rules, someone else earns quietly in the background. People trade awareness for comfort, without realizing that awareness is what protects them. Nothing breaks, nothing goes wrong, everything just continues. Mistake 4. Thinking losses only happen when something goes wrong. Most people associate loss with penalties, mistakes, missed payments, crises. But the system doesn't rely on failure. It works best when people behave predictably. People don't question the structure. People repeat the same patterns year after year. Loss doesn't feel like pain. It feels like nothing happening, and that's why it's rarely noticed. Mistake 5. Believing this doesn't affect me. A very common thought is, I'm not rich, so this doesn't really apply to me. But scale doesn't depend on individual wealth. It depends on participation. Millions of people making small, reasonable decisions creates more value for the system than a few people making extreme ones. The system is built around averages, not exceptions. At this stage, there's still no villain, no bad decision, no obvious mistake, just a pattern. A pattern where small behaviors repeat, time amplifies impact, and awareness stays low. In the next part, we'll shift perspective and look at how smart users think differently, not by escaping systems, but by understanding how systems think. Section 4. How smart users think. Smart people don't fight systems, they understand them. By now, one thing should be clear. The system isn't broken, it's not random, and it's not emotional. It works exactly as designed. So the difference between most people and smart users is not intelligence. It's how they think about systems. Smart users don't panic, they zoom out. Most people react emotionally, they feel pressure, they feel urgency, they feel fear when money is involved. Systems don't react, they calculate. Smart users try to see the full structure, the long-term flow, the incentives behind every rule. They ask, who benefits if this continues for 10, 20, 30 years? Not, how do I feel about this today? Smart users understand rules before outcomes. Most people focus on outcomes, balance statements, monthly changes. Smart users focus on rules, timing, conditions, repetition, compounding effects. They know, if you understand the rule, you can predict the outcome. If you only watch outcomes, you're always reacting late. Mental Model 1. Institutions think in probability, not stories. People think in stories. This worked for my friend. That happened once. I'll figure it out later. Institutions think in averages, probabilities, large numbers over time. They don't need every person to lose. They only need behavior to be predictable. Smart users try to think the same way, not emotionally, not personally, but structurally. Mental Model 2. Discipline beats intensity. Most people make short bursts of effort, temporary attention, occasional concern, emotional motivation. Systems don't respond to intensity, they respond to consistency. Smart users respect repetition, routine, time-based effects. They know the system rewards calm behavior more than dramatic action. Mental Model 3. Control comes from understanding flow. Power in financial systems doesn't from money alone. It comes from knowing where money flows, knowing when it moves, knowing who controls the switches. Smart users don't ask, how do I beat the system? They ask, where am I in the system right now? That single shift changes everything. Long-term thinking versus short-term relief. Most people prioritize relief. Less stress now, easier choices, less thinking required. The system is designed to monetize relief. Smart users prioritize clarity, patience, understanding delayed effects. They accept short-term discomfort to avoid long-term blindness. At this point, the picture is wider. Not just how money moves, but how thinking changes outcomes. In the final part, we'll step back even further to the big picture. What changes when someone truly understands the system and why awareness itself is a form of control? Seeing the system without fear. Once someone understands how the system works, something important changes. Money stops feeling mysterious. Processes stop feeling personal, and fear slowly gets replaced by logic. The system doesn't speed up, it doesn't slow down, but your relationship with it changes. That alone creates distance, and distance creates clarity. Long-term impact of awareness. Most people stay inside the system their entire lives without ever seeing it from the outside. Awareness does something subtle. It removes surprise. It reduces emotional reactions. It turns confusion into observation. When you know why something exists, it stops feeling like it's happening to you. The system hasn't changed. Your position within it has. Control is not domination, it's understanding. True control in financial systems is often misunderstood. It's not about outsmarting institutions, escaping the system, beating the rules. It's about knowing the rules, recognizing incentives, understanding long-term structure. When you see incentives clearly, you stop being pulled by urgency. And urgency is what systems monetize the most. From fear to framework. Fear thrives in uncertainty. Frameworks remove uncertainty. Once someone understands how money flows, why systems reward patience, why consistency matters more than intensity. Money stops being emotional. It becomes mechanical, predictable, observable. That shift is powerful, not because it gives answers, but because it removes confusion. Final perspective: banks don't need people to fail. They need people to participate without questioning. The moment questioning begins, the system looks different. Not dangerous, not evil, just designed. And design can be understood. If this helped you understand the system better, consider subscribing for more educational breakdowns like this.